Pretty common question that I get a lot when I'm talking with high school age students or teenagers, or even some undergrad college age students that intern in the office or when I do these speaking engagements is, I want to be a lawyer. What do I do? What's the best thing for me to major in? What colleges should I look at? What things that should I put on my resume that law schools are going to care about or that law firms are going to care about? So let's talk a little bit about that in this week's video. Stick around. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everybody had a great week and is gearing up for another awesome weekend. As a reminder, I've got a lot of things going on. I've got my live stream going on Wednesdays and Sunday nights. I've got my charity fundraising event for Extra Life going on right now, getting ready for a 24-hour live stream. So look at all of my socials for more information on how you can help out and join those, because I really need everybody's help and support doing some really cool stuff for some really sick kids. So look for those information down below in the video description. But this week we're talking about what you need to do as a teenager, as a high school student, or as an undergrad student to prepare for law school or being a lawyer. And it's a good question. And what I want to kind of start by saying is, this is not in any way, shape, or form meant to be an exhaustive list or an exhaustive conversation about all the different things you can do to help set yourself up. There are thousands of people out there who have put out articles or videos or programs or courses on how to best prepare yourself for applying for and getting into law school. I'm just kind of giving you a stream of consciousness off the top of my head, what I typically tell people when I get this question. The first thing is, make sure that you don't make the mistake that many people do, and that is going to college, going to undergrad, and majoring in pre-law. Now, pre-law can be a really good major in some instances, and I'm sure you learn a decent amount. However, it doesn't really set you up for law school the way that I feel other majors do. Here's what I mean by that. Most types of law are going to be a combination of skills and experience and knowledge. That's what's going to make you a good lawyer. For example, a patent lawyer. If you're a patent lawyer, you want to have some training and some education, some experience in whatever industry you are working on patents for, right? A patent for an offshore oil rig probably needs a petroleum engineering trained lawyer that can say, this is what the patent needs to say, this is how it needs to work, right? Because I would have absolutely no idea what I'm looking at if I look at a set of plans that's being turned into a patent for that type of thing. Likewise, if you're interested in starting your own law firm, working from the ground up, then a degree in business is probably a great way for you to gain the skills and the experience that you need to navigate some of the problems of owning and running a small law firm. If you're going to be doing any type of litigation where you're up in front making arguments in front of people, I find my degree in psychology with minors in sociology and philosophy is very helpful in me being able to relate to the jurors, relate to my clients, relate to opposing counsel. It gives me a little bit of an insight in what I feel would best work to convince somebody to bring them along to my side of the argument. I think that's very helpful. So there's really no limit on what you can major in. I've had people that I went to law school with that majored in things like liberal arts, in German, in theater, drama, biology, microbiology. I mean, you name it, there was somebody in law school that majored in it in undergrad. But the number one thing that you should do is, when you're picking your undergraduate major, is pick something that you're interested in, because if you're interested in it, your grades are going to demonstrate that, right? If I had picked biology as a major in undergrad, I would have had horrific grades because I'm not interested in biology. Biology is very difficult for me. I don't like sciences and maths. I don't want to have anything to do with them. And so I would have struggled in all of those core classes. My grades would have been terrible, and I likely would not have gotten into law school. So by picking something that interests you, you're setting yourself up for better success to get the grades you need to get into law school. Because really, when you are admitted to law school and you're in law school and you're preparing for the bar exam, law school really only does a couple of things. It teaches you how to think like a lawyer, okay? It teaches you how to analyze problems and spot issues, and it prepares you for the bar exam. That's really all law school does. It doesn't train you to be a lawyer. You would think that it would, but it really doesn't. You will graduate law school, you will graduate, walk across that stage, and you will have no idea what you need to do to be a lawyer unless you find that knowledge and experience elsewhere. And which kind of brings me to the next point is you want to do as much as you can in terms of internships, clerkships, volunteering with law firms, especially in the field of law that you want to go into. If you know that, it's not a requirement to know that right when you start law school, but you need that real world experience. Once you start working in a law firm around other lawyers, once you start observing courtroom proceedings, you start observing client and lawyer interactions, only then do you really start to understand what it takes to be an effective lawyer. You don't learn that in law school. You don't really take client management class in law school. You can take some oral advocacy type courses, but for the most part, you don't get any experience being in front of a jury or a judge or an opposing counsel while you're in law school. So you need to do as many things as you can to really expose yourself to that side of being a lawyer, because your law school experience is going to fall woefully short on that type of training. And again, kind of along that same point, and like I said, this is really stream of consciousness type talking. I really should start writing a script for some of these. But people ask me what should go on my resume. What do law schools look for when they're looking to accept my application? And it's things like that. Things like real world experience. You interned at a law firm with a lawyer. You helped out. You got a part-time job working with a paralegal to help doing some filing and collating. Also, things like debate club, mock trial club, moot court club, those types of things that really help hone your oral advocacy skills, your ability to get up and present ideas in front of people. Anything that involves or relates to public speaking, so like Toastmasters Society, anything like that, is going to go a long way to demonstrating that you have what it takes, the skill set that you'll need to be a lawyer. And that goes for even if you don't really have any interest in litigating, even if you never want to step foot in a courtroom, those types of skills are what law school looks for, because what they want to know is, if we accept you, if you come in, A, are you going to be able to graduate? Will you be able to make it through these 3 years? And B, if you do, are you going to go out into the world and give our law school a good name by being an effective, successful, prolific attorney? That's what they're looking for. That's how they're making those decisions. And so they want to see the skills even early on that shows that you have the work ethic, the desire, the motivation, and the skill set to go out and be a good lawyer, because that's how law schools gain their reputation. And how they gain their reputation is they have graduates that go out and they do big things. They are the best recruiters for any individual law school by saying, I went to so-and-so and now look at me, right? So that's what law schools are looking for. They're not looking for the pre-law degree. They're not looking for, I wrote, a legal essay at my freshman year that I turned in and got an A on. I mean, that stuff is important, but really what they're looking for is, what is it about you that makes you well-rounded and demonstrates you have an ability to go out and be a successful lawyer. So again, those are just a couple of tips, right? This is one of those topics that, again, we could go on for hours and hours on end. It's definitely a topic that comes up pretty regularly on my live stream. So if you have specific questions about your case study example, hey, I'm getting ready to apply, I want to know, what do you think about this, this, or this? Come by one of my live streams on Wednesday or Sunday night over on Twitch. Again, the website's in the video description below, and ask me. I'm always happy to give feedback on what I think will or won't make a difference, or what I think will or won't help you in the long run in your journey to become a successful lawyer. Hope this was at least somewhat helpful. If it was, leave a comment below. Let me know that it was. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that helps me know what videos are working and what videos aren't working. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday, on Wednesday, and again on Friday at our next YouTube video. And until then, be good and stay on the right side of the bars.